All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to our first press conference of the day after our first quarterfinal game of the day. Top-seeded Seton Hall with a 77-51 win over number 8 seed Marquette. Seton Hall's margin of victory, 26 points, is a Seton Hall record for the Big East tournament. And they're also going to make their first appearance in the Big East tournament semifinals since 1996. They'll take on the winner of our next game, which starts in about 25 minutes between St. John's and Creighton University. Ask everybody to please silence your cell phones right now. We will provide transcripts and have this press conference available on our website at bigeast.com in video format. If you'd like to be added to the tournament's distribution list, make sure you come by and see me after the conclusion of this press conference. First, I'd like to welcome head coach Tony Bozzella from Seton Hall University, student athletes with him, Deja Simmons and Tabitha Richardson-Smith. We'll start with an opening statement from Coach, then we'll take questions for the student athletes, we'll excuse the student athletes, then we'll take questions for Coach. So Coach Bozzella, an opening statement if you would, please.
Thank you. First of all, I'd like to congratulate Marquette and their seniors, Ape Ajulu, Chelsea Butler, Christina Bajika, and Arlisha Morse. I thought these kids have really, stayed together when Marquette was really struggling at the beginning of the year. It's about your seniors keeping you together and your upperclassmen, and they did, and they had a great run at the end of the year, and we were certainly very focused and very poised knowing that we would have a big challenge today. And our ladies were up to the challenge. I'm very proud of them. It's not easy to win any game in the tournament, certainly not the first game. It's an advantage to maybe sit and watch and rest your legs, but it's not an advantage at the beginning of the game when you haven't shot on those rims or played on the court and had those nerves. So, early on we're trying to get our legs and trying to figure it out, but these two ladies to the left and right of me never packed. They're very under control. The lady to the left of me is as poised a young woman as I've coached in many years, and the lady to the right of me is as driven as any person I've had in a long time. So it's great, and I'm blessed to have them. I'm very proud of them. Honestly, for 27 wins, which is a school record, means a lot to our program, but we know we have a lot of work to do, and we're excited to play someone who's beaten us in the next game, because both these teams have beaten us. So again, it will take nothing for us to focus. We will be focused and ready to go, and it should be a tremendous challenge for us.
Coach, thank you very much. We'll now take questions from the media for the student athletes. I can see Brad behind you there for the microphone, and please make sure you identify your name and the organization that you're with.
John Fanta from the Big East Digital Network. Tab, you guys got off to a bit of a slow start. What was it that kicked in for you that got you rolling to a double-double performance?
Just staying positive and knowing that we are the best team when we step on the court. Like he said, from our leaders, Didi and Deja, just keeping the team together and playing as a team.
Deja was 17-17, and then your press defense really starting to phase Marquette. How important was that in this win?
That was very important. That's when we got to turn around the game, and that's when we started to pull away. Even when our offense is not working, we got to rely on our defense because that's what's win games.
Ben Gartland from the DePaul. This is the first time you guys have been to the Big East semifinals since 1996. How does it feel to be making history?
Anybody?
Deja, we'll start with you.
It feels good. We don't, worry about making history. We just take it a game at a time and just worry about that day and just trying to live in the moment. We have a goal for ourselves, and it's never to just make history. It's about taking care of that day and winning the game.
I agree 100% with Deja. We try to go out knowing that nobody wants to go home, and today we went out, played as a team, and knew that we were only playing for ourselves. We were playing for our fans, the people in South Orange, and just the people watching the game, playing for our coach. And that's basically what we did. And if we keep playing like we're playing, we'll be fine and successful.
Any other questions for the student athletes?
Tab, you went off to the slow start. You opened up shooting 3 for 10 from the field. Then you finished off the first half shooting 6 for 8. What did you find in your shot to end up with 20 at halftime?
I'm always confident, but just staying confident. My 2 point guards giving me the ball every time down the floor, just knowing when I'm open and looking for me. And it's not just all me. I give a lot of credit to them because without them, me going 6 for 8, 3 for 10, whatever, it wouldn't happen. So I think them just moving the ball and finding me and hitting open shots.
And Daisha, you guys started forcing the turnovers. The turnover per minute ended up being the end of the first half, 6 and 6 minutes. What did you guys do differently with Marquette? Were you pressing, or was it a zone switch that really helped force the turnovers?
Yeah, I think we just wanted to have a attack mentality on defense, like on offense. When we come out with that mentality, a lot of teams can't handle it, so we just try to stay with that.
Thank you.
Any other questions for the student athletes? Okay, great. Thank you very much, ladies.
Thank you.
You
Thank
can
you.
exit through the door to the right. And we will now open it up for questions for Coach Bozzella.
John Fanta from the Big East Digital Network. Hi, Coach. You take a look at this performance, and you know you really came out of the gates offensively, and you said it. You were having trouble finding a way to get some sort of a rhythm. But you've talked about before playing complete defense for 40 minutes, and how important was that today?
It was. I mean, I think, you know, we joked about it, we talked about it. Our defense hasn't been consistent lately, and that was a big thing we worked on. We worked on our defense a lot this week because we knew if we're going to have to opportunity to win a championship, you have to play better defense than we've played, and we have not played good defense in a while. You know, certainly I think the kids took it to heart. I mean, we shot atrociously poorly to start the game. We were 5 for 25. You know, normally we'd be down 10 or 12 points, and we basically were tied because our defense and our rebounding kept us in it. And we worked on that. You know, so to the kids' credit, they saw what we worked on, and they did it, and they accomplished the goals. You know, and obviously we're a very high-scoring team. We're going to start to score at some point. You know, so if we can defend, you know, you're going to get a score like you got today, as opposed to a score when we lost to them 73-70. So, you know, I think the kids learned a valuable lesson, and I think as a coaching staff, I learned a valuable lesson. I got to focus more on defense, and we did.
And then just going back, you know, you've said it before. You said on the conference call earlier this week, you know, Tabitha Richardson-Smith is an All-Big East second-team player, but I could see a fire in her eyes today, Coach, and she wants to be on the All-Big East tournament team.
Well, what I love about Tab is Tab was extremely disappointed she didn't make first team. And she wasn't mad at Dee Dee. She wasn't mad at Daisha. She was mad at the other coaches in the league because she felt, you know what? I'm a first-team all-conference player, and you didn't vote for me. So you know what? The best way for me to show you is to go out and play really well. And she did. That's maturity, and that's where Tab has come such a long way. In the past, she would have been sulking or upset or, you know, really, you know, not taking it to, let me prove it to you. All right, so you feel I'm not first team? All right, I'm going to pump in 31 and 11 tonight. That's a good second teamer right there. I mean, you know, it's a good first teamer. And again, she went out and had the right mentality. And with today's youth and today's thing, you know, it's hard to go. And I give our staff a lot of credit, and I give her a lot of credit for just channeling her anger, upsetness in the correct way. And she did. And you know what? I was really impressed with Tab today. Her defense, but her rebounding. She was in there rebounding the ball tremendously. And that's a big difference. You know, when I took over this program, Tab averaged, I think, a rebound a game. So.
Ben Gartland from the DePaulia. In the first half, the outside shooting really wasn't there. You went 12% from 3. How big was it to have come up big in the lane with 20 points?
Yeah, I think it's a great point. You know, you would think Tab having 20 at half, she would have made 4 or 5 threes. She only made 1, I think, if I'm not mistaken. In fact, it was our only 3. So that's where she's come out as a complete player. She's, you know, rebounding the ball, driving to the basket, doing those things. And I think that's, you know, where she's, you know, developing into a great player. And, you know, I give her a lot of credit for it, and I give the staff a lot of credit for working with her, whether it's film or just shooting extra with her. And we're just talking to her. She's come a long way.
Coach.
I'm sorry, name and organization.
George Bilecki, 89.5 FM WSOU. Coach, Dee Dee broke her own record of single assists in a season once again today. 175 is what she finished with. What is it like to see her back-to-back seasons break the record twice?
Well, you know, I've had the honor and blessing to coach some great players, none better than her. You know, she didn't even statistically play that great, but we won because we have Dee Dee Simmons on the floor. She's a remarkable young woman, a remarkable student athlete, a remarkable representative of Seton Hall. And it's great that she broke that assist record, but I think she was more thrilled that we're playing in the semifinals for the first time since 1996. And she's not satisfied with that either. We want to, you know, win a Big East regular season championship, which we did. We won a Big East tournament championship, and we, you know, want to advance into the NCAA tournament. And we've accomplished one of those 3 goals, and we know we have a lot of work to do for the other 2 goals.
Thank you.
Thank you, George.
Any other questions for Coach? Great. Coach, thank you very much. We'll see
Thank
you
you.
tomorrow.
Yep.